Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a puzzle by Belamis. It's been a little while, I think, since we've done a Belamis puzzle. This one is called Whispering and Pointing. So let's just dive right into the rules and see what's going on. Normal Sudoku. Every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. We've got Kropkis, so digits and cells set by a white dot are consecutive. So we only have 2 of those. So these 2 digits will be consecutive. We've got German whispers, so adjacent digits along a green line have a distance at least 5. So this one here, whatever the value is, this one has to be 5 away from it, this one 5 away from that, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying not to sneeze on you guys. Mission accomplished. German whispers. Adjacent. We just did German whispers. Wow. The half sneeze just completely erased the last 10 seconds of my memory. Pointing whispers. The digit N on the end of a whisper line places the digit X N cells in that pointed direction, where X is the digit on the other end of the whisper line. Okay, that is very new and interesting. At least I've never heard of it before. So essentially we're saying that, what if this was a 3 and this was a 5? Well, this 3 is pointing to here. Let me just make that, yeah, N cells away. So 1, 2, 3 cells away will be a 5, because the digit on the other end is going to be placed 3 cells away. We can go the opposite way. This digit will be 5 cells away from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would go there. And that's what the pointing whispers are. Cool. That makes sense. I think I can wrap my head around that one fairly well. I won't say easy, I'll say well. But very interesting rule set. And let's take a look at it and see if we can figure it out. So link is in the description below. Let's get at it. So the question is going to be, where the heck do we start? And I think what we have to do is start thinking about the pointing. Because there's only this guy's probably the best bet. This digit can only be a 1 or a 2, because it can only point to 2 cells away. This guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that would make sense that it is a low digit. This one has to be a high. Now, it can't be 6, so it'd be 7, 8, or 9. And, well, just means that this digit is either here or here. This digit is in one of these. It's not massively helpful off the bat. But we might have to start a coloring exercise, or we just need to go through these guys a little bit further and see if there's anything else that we can work through. This could be anything up to a 6. This could be anything up to a 6 as well. How do we make use of that? No, obviously they can't be 5s. Trying to think on how we can utilize this. Or maybe we need to look at some of these other ones. Maybe one of the other ones is of more value. Try not to sneeze again. It's not working. This could go up to a 6. This could go up to a 7. This could be a 6. This could be 6. These guys, well, this one again could be up to a 6, but this could go up to a 7. What does that do? Oh, okay, there's some little things we can, but it only occurs in these 2 instances, which is interesting. These 2 can never be 1s, because if this is a 1, it means this digit is here. And no, go away. Same thing occurs over here. So, but that same constraint doesn't apply to any of these other ones. Because if this is a 1, it just means that this digit is there. Well, that's fine. Same for all of these other ones. Curious. I'm just having a great recording experience here. Almost sneezing and yawning. That's a great combination. What the heck can we do to get into this thing? There has to be a trick that I have to... Since this is a new rule set to me, I don't know any tips or tricks on how to work with this guy. Is there anything we can do? I mean, the 5s aren't really going to help us because there's not enough here to really break down where the 5s go. So I don't think that's going to do us any good. I was going to say, what about the 5s on like this diagonal? One of these has to be a 5. Well, I guess they don't have to be, but... Maybe that's not helpful either. Well, this is always a good one. Let's think about where they're positioned from each other. Maybe there's something there. Because these are of the same polarity. Okay, there's a little something. So let's say this is a low digit. Well, these will all be low digits. So these can't be 6s. Because then they would both have to be high digits, but they can't be. Is that the same here? This one? No, it's not. It's not here, either one of these either, because it's these guys, these guys. So the only place that actually helps is here, curious enough. But how do we make that work for us? Well, I guess if... Okay, here's something we could think about. If these are different polarities, one of these is a 6, which means one of these is a 1, which means these are not 1s. Because whichever one is the 6, we got to put a 1 next to it. Now, we don't have the same issues because there's the possibilities of the 7s popping up. Now I can see if we start getting into these, how we might be able to tie these whispers together a little bit, if these are long enough, that is. So if this was a 6, we would know we're putting a low digit here type of a thing. And that would allow us to break into some of these other German whispers. But we have to get to that stage first. How do we do that? Getting tiny little things that are kind of dawning on me, but... Oh, because these are 2, 3, 6, this can't be a... No, it could be. Shoot, I thought I had something there for a second. There's got to be some interaction on these diagonals that we can use. What else? For some reason, I was thinking this digit is the one that had to go here. So I was like, wait a second. But I don't see there's a real restriction here. I mean, if this is a 2, we do get restrictions. But if it's a 1, there's really nothing restricted. let's think about it that way. If this is a 2, this is a low digit. And this is our 6 and our 1. But that's about all we really get out of it. Now, I get these guys kind of see each other. Some of these things do see each other, so maybe there's some coordination between them. We have to take it a few steps. Like if this is a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's pointing to this spot, which would mean this has to be a low. Okay, let's do a coloring exercise. This is not what they are. This is what this example is doing. If this is a 6, this has to be a low digit, which means this has to be a 6, because they have to be opposite polarity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which makes this a low digit, and this a low digit. This would be a high digit, and it would have to be a 6. That's what breaks. So in this example, this is a 6. It sees this guy. Therefore, this is a low digit, which sets up what this German whisper could be. 2 lows, 2 highs. Well, if this is a high, it has to be a 6. It's going to point to here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means this low digit goes here, which means that these are lows and these are high. This high digit has to be pointing to a low digit. The only low digit of these two is at the 6th position. These would both be 6s. That's weird. I don't know if that's the intended look at it, but this cannot be a 6. It is a low digit, which means this is the 6. This is the 1. Now, these are all low. These are all high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a low digit. Low. High, high. This is not 6. You are not 2, 3, or 4. This is pointing to either the 6th or the 7th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So we don't quite know that just yet. But we know, we do know it, because this 1 here says this can't be a 6, because this would have to be a 1. This is 7. Therefore, it's pointing to here. This is low. This is low. You're not 6. You and you are high. You're not 2, 3, or 4. Good. Now, this has to be 8 or 9, because it can't be 6 or 7. You have to be 8 or 9. You have to be 2, 3, or 4. You can't be 4 or 3. You are 2. You're not 2. You're not 2. You have to be from 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it can't be 3 or 4. It's 1. You're not 1. Now this 7 is pointing to this 1, so you are 1. Good. Now, what more? 2, 3, 4. This one obviously can't be a 4. These are from 8 and 9. Can't be 6 or 7. That's something. Doesn't really rule any of these in or out, though. Now, can we? We can. So now this guy has to be a 1, because it can't point to here, because I don't have the option here. So these are, we knew these were low anyway, but this is not a 1. Good. We're making some progress. Now, did these guys point to anything? Yes, they can. These are both low, so let's put all these in. Now this has to point to a low digit. It can't be 3, but it could be either of the others. This has to point to a low digit as well. I guess it could be any of them, though. This has to point to a low digit. It's pointing to a 1, actually. So it can't be a 3. So it's either 2 or 4 is the 1. So one of these is a 1. Well, this one is, because that one can't be, and this one isn't. So this is 2. Good. This becomes, of course, 2 or 3. It can't be 4 or 1. These are 7, 8, or 9. Can't be 6s. So we get a 7, 8, 9 triple here, actually. Good. Now we've made some movement. What can we do to continue that movement? The 6 or the 7. Let's go to these high pointing sides. Well, there's only one of them left over. This 3 or 4 has to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. The problem is, it could be either. We don't quite know yet. But this 1 says this is a 2, so this is a 3. This is not. I guess we can color these as well. I don't know if we're going to need to continue to do that, but we might as well, right? Now, what else can we do here? Can we... What about you? One of you two is a 6. We don't know which one yet, though, because that's what this points to. Either you or you. Okay. Is everything else pointing? What about you? 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's what it is. Doesn't matter what this is, 3 or 4. This can never be a 7. It's a 6. So now we can say that this digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is a 3 or a 4. And because of that, it must be a 4. Therefore, this is 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, this is the 6. Good. All right, now can we do anything with this guy? I don't think so, because it's still saying one of these two is a 6. And there's... Oh, well, yes, there is. Use your Sudoku. Where does the 6 go? It goes here. This one here cannot be a 6, so this cannot be a 4. Well, you could have said that too, but this is 2. This is 6. Let's color those guys in, because we're here. And... Oh, this can't be a 7. That's something. Gives us another 8, 9. This is a 7 then, because of this 8, 9. So therefore this is 2 and 3. Good. Now, do we need to start jumping into some Sudoku? Mayhaps. These are 4, 5, and 7. None of those see anything. One of these two is a 6 because of the column. What else do we need in this? What about you 3? 5, 8, 9. Not massive. You guys will be 5, 8, and 9 as well. I don't know if I... Well, I guess it means this isn't a 5, because one of these will be. I can put that in with some level of comfort. Alright, what else do we have? Maybe it just is a Sudoku look. One of these. One of those. This isn't getting us very far. One of these. Nah. Don't like them too much. One of these is a 2. One of these is a 2. We might start, with our markings, we might start to reduce what these guys can be. That seems to be the only real goal that this is pointing towards at the moment. One of these is a 3. One of those is a 4. No 5s yet. We got a few 6s. Let's look at those. One of these is a 6. One of these is a 6. That's about it. So we have just numbered X-wings on 6s. Let's check out our 7s here real quick and then see what we can work out of anything, if anything. The 8s and 9s, we don't have any done yet, so we're just looking at pairs that we can look towards. Let's think about you guys. What can you be? 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. That's not helpful one bit. This can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. So it's 5, 7, 8, 9. Can't be 9 because we can't put an 8 here. Can't be 8 because we can't put a 7 here or a 9. So this is just 5 or 7, which means 4, 6 are the options. Any use? I don't know if there is. Might be jumping the gun on this guy. Is there anything else on these guys that they're pointing to? I think we've done everything that they are. Oh wait, no, I didn't finish this guy. That's the 1, which means that's the 6. Okay, I didn't finish my clues here. So I think now we're done. This has to be a 3. So that's not. You're done, you're done, you are done. This 6, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that was the 2. Okay, we did that one. The 1 says this is 7. Okay, that was my problem. I wasn't following through with my clues. The 7 we put the 1, 4 we put the 6, 6 we put the 4. Now we're done with those clues. Good. Okay, so put a couple digits on the board. This becomes a 6. I guess I'll continue to color. We've started it, might as well keep with it. This guy over here, I remember, is what I need to look at, because that 7 says this is 4, this is 5, this is 7. So we can put you and you. And this is a given 4. There's that. We can say what these are. They're 2, 3, and 7. This is not 3. This is not 2. All right. Are we done with any of these? We did get another 1, but not enough there. 2s, no. I don't know that we have anything here. Just thought I'd give it a, well, one of these is a 3. Sadly, we can't rule this out because this could be a 4. Okay, I was looking to see if there's anything in this column that was given, but there isn't at the moment. What else? These 3 of any use? We need a 3, 8, and a 9. No. Well, I guess yes, because this has to be an 8 or a 9, because these can't both be 8 and 9, but one of them is an 8 or 9 to pair with this one, and one of these is a 3. It's about as far as, well, no, because one of these will be a 3, which creates an X-wing. So one of you is, again, we're getting little things. Oh, the 4 here just says this is 9, so we can break these 8s and 9s open. Well, most of them, not all of them. Now, do those give us anything? Let's take a peek. Not really on the 8s. Yeah, we can go over here to this. This is a 9, 5. Put you in. 9s, not those. One of these is a 9. If we could figure out this grouping, we could then work on these guys. 1, 2, 6, 9s, no, okay. Again, the German whispers are done. We can't rule these guys in or out in any way until we figure out digits. Five, 4, 5, and 6. That's not doing anything. Where is this next bit? No one of these is... Okay, there it is. The 1 points to this one, which means this is a 1. It's not the in, but it's something that's there that I could be using. That's a large digit. I guess we have an X-wing on 5s if we think about these two regions. So there is a... Well, we already know that, really. It's 2, 3. Not 2. 3, 5. Get off of the wrong thing. And 8. This is not 3. Okay. That one was a... Didn't color that one for some reason. Okay. I feel like we're right here and we should just be in like Sudoku because we've got all the base logic of the pointing whispers done. But something's not quite there for some reason. Again, we have an X-wing and 1s left over. There's not really anything too wise. Got the 3s generalized. No, I'm not seeing a whole lot here for some reason. 6s are left with an X-wing. Oh, don't start yawning again. Goodness. I need to stop. Gonna fall asleep. I'm not seeing it for some reason. Again, can't really do too much with this guy. Oh, I guess we can do a little bit more now. Because before it could be a 7, 8 pair, but now it can't. So one of these is a 4. Which means this is a 4. One of these is a 4. Now that 4 here just says it's this one. If I colored that one, I would have seen it. These 2 as well. Was there anything else with 4s? I think we have an X-wing. Yeah, we do. We have an X-wing of 4s here that's going to tell us this is not a 4, and this is. That pushes to 9. So those are some values. What are these 2 now? They have to be 3 and 2. So they're both low. Get rid of that. This 9 finally breaks that. Okay. What are these 3 digits? 4, 5, and 7? There's no real reduction to any of those. I mean, this one can't be a 4, but that's about it. What about U3? 5, 7, and 8. That's not helpful. 5 goes here. Now it's helpful. This is 5. It's in tight. That's a 7. My wife knows the other room. 8, 7. Let's put these guys in. And let's keep on going, because we're actually starting to get somewhere now. We just gotta get through this. The 8 says this is 8. These are then 3 and 9. This has to be 2, 3, or 9. It can't be 2, so it's 3 or 9. So you're 2, you're 3. You're 9, you're 3, you're 9. Good. Do all those. You guys are what? 1, 2, and 7. You're not 1, you're not 2. Okay. This 5 here is what we needed. This is 4 and 3 and 9 and 8. Not 8s. Good. What are these two? 5 and 6, it looks like. The 6 here says which one's which. 5, 6. Again, let's keep up with our coloring. I know it'll make some of you very happy. So I will keep up with it. This has to be 4. These are what now? 5s and 7s. So this is now finally a 5 and a 7. Do that. What are you two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 8. This is 9. These are both biggins. You are a 3, and you're a little one. 1s and 5s. Okay, there's going to be something that we've got a bunch of digits now. Yeah, the 7 here says this is 2. This is 3, 7, 2, 1, 7. Let's do some coloring. Little uns and big uns. The 1 says 5 and 1. These are not 5s or a 9, so this is 8. This is 3, 5, 8. This becomes 5. Let me color real quick before we finish. These are low. This is high. You're a 9. There we go. Congrats, you solved the puzzle. You solved the puzzle. It took me a second. I got a little caught up on that one, but that's not bad. Yeah, a couple of these, I didn't finish some of these clues is what kind of caught me up for a couple minutes on some of these, but we got there in the end. That's what matters. So really good puzzle. I really did enjoy that one. And I'm curious if there have been a lot more of these rule set puzzles out there, if this is one of the first ones doing. I'll have to go back and look to see if they mentioned that this was a new rule set or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, I really enjoyed it. I hope you did all as well, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.